Good afternoon from Axiom Space Mission Control in Houston, Texas. My name is Jennifer Lissy, the Systems Engineering Group Lead here at Axiom Space. Today is Flight Day 7, and this is our fourth daily update of the Axiom-1 mission currently underway on the International Space Station. Ax-1 is the world's first all-private astronaut mission to the ISS and represents a critical step towards our Axiom station, the first private space station currently under construction. This mission is comprised of an international crew. From left to right, we have our pilot, Larry Connor of Dayton, Ohio, mission specialist Mark Pathy of Canada, Commander Michael Lopez Alegria of the US and Spain, and mission specialist Eitan Stebe of Israel. Prior to launch, each crew member lined out a very ambitious schedule for their 8 days on station. This included a full slate of scientific and research studies in partnership with principal investigators from around the world, as well as technology demonstrations, artistic expressions, Earth observations, and numerous outreach events. And now, through Flight Day 7, MLA, Larry, Eitan, and Mark have made significant progress on their individual research portfolios. One of the studies that Axiom has helped manage is led by Dr. Catriona Jameson, director at the Sanford Stem Cell Clinic. Her teams are focused on modeling tumor organoids, and with the help of MLA on orbit, their research efforts aboard Ax-1 have just wrapped up. To share more about this study, Axiom Space's Jennifer Hernandez was able to chat with principal investigator Dr. Jameson, and we'd love to share that conversation with you now.
Dr. Jameson, thank you so much, and good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Your study, modeling tumor organoids, is on the International Space Station right now, and we understand that your team here at Axiom participated hands-on from the ground with the Ax-1 crew, facilitating some of the research.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was an incredible opportunity to really show how science can be an international sport, but also to show how industry and academia can work together. I'm a professor of medicine here at UC San Diego, and really, we had no idea that we could integrate so cleanly and clearly with the Axiom team, thanks to Janice Studemeyer, who apparently has some way to clone her energy and impart it to us, at least for short periods of time. So basically, Jessica Pham and Louisa Liddell were there in person at your Axiom place with Leidos, Leidos, that helped to guide the Keyence microscope up on the International Space Station. So we could say, move it over here, move it over there. And I think having the capacity to have them there made a huge difference. And that was very thoughtful of Axiom to let us do that. Obviously, Jessica Pham and Louisa Liddell deserve a lot of credit for having originated these experiments and really bringing them through to the finish line, together with Christina Wu, who stayed here but was able to be available by Zoom link when it came to the tumor organoid systems that we needed to look at yesterday, something like 5:30 a.m. Pacific time. So it was a little early. It seems like these experiments are always in the wee hours. But it made a huge difference to be able to combine the efforts of our two teams to really make it work. And we're so grateful for that. You know, I was on these Zoom calls as well, but you can imagine what a proud moment it is to see people that you've mentored really shooting for the stars and helping people on Earth to try and avoid the pre-cancer to cancer transition. And that's really what this tumor organoid modeling allows us to do.
No, that's fantastic. I'm sure, yes, that engagement was appreciated all the way around. And so taking a step back, can you just give us an overview of the research efforts, what you were looking for and the goals of this investigation?
Absolutely. So we have an integrated space stem cell orbital research lab, iScore, funded by NASA. And we were able to launch normal hematopoietic or blood-forming stem cells into space on the SpaceX 24 launch back in December of last year and got all the data. January 24th, we got these bioreactors back that allow us to study, do normal blood stem cells age faster in space? Bottom line is yes. And so we wanted to see, is the accelerated aging and stem cell exhaustion that we see in normal stem cells that have been up on the International Space Station also something we see in cancer? And the answer is no, cancer keeps going. It doesn't get exhausted. And so this is what we've seen already with the experiments. So the inception of the experiments came from the idea that Scott Kelly, who spent almost a year on the International Space Station, came back with pre-leukemic changes in his blood that told us we better be careful for crew, both NASA trained and private astronauts that are going to go up onto the International Space Station or other areas in low Earth orbit because they may be at increased risk of having precancer develop into cancer. So that's a very important opportunity to do this. So we have leukemia cells with a reporter of stem cell activity and stem cell pathway that's hijacked by cancer called ADAR1. If they activate it, they turn green. We saw massive green signal yesterday in those bioreactors with the leukemia cells. That is very different than what we see on the ground. On the ground, a few cells are green. On the ISS, every cell is green.
That
ADAR turns on like gangbusters.
No, that's incredible to hear. I'm so excited for you and the team and the collaboration. We really appreciate your time today and really looking forward to what's to come with your investigation and study.
Well, thank you so much for allowing us to collaborate with Axiom and NASA on this inaugural mission to put tumor organoids into space. The solid tumor organoids also proliferated really wildly, so we're hoping we find signals to understand how to shut those off, both for use on Earth but also in low Earth orbit. So thank you so much for allowing us to work with your team, and we look forward to doing a lot more together.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Have a great day.
Joining me now is Stephen Rosenbaum, an Axiom operations lead on this mission. Stephen, you've just gotten off console for the day. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. It's great to be here.
Love to hear that. So, what has our crew been doing for the last 48 hours?
So the last 48 hours, there has been a lot of science and there's been a lot of outreach activities. Mark conducted his first ham radio event yesterday, and that's significant because he was certified on ham radio just for this mission. And he actually had his second one today.
That's pretty exciting stuff. All right, and so how about Larry Connor?
So Larry is also doing a lot of science. He is doing aging and heart health experiments, as well as a neural wellness experiment. So this is studying cognitive performance in microgravity. Additionally, he is assisting Aton in some of his experiments as well.
So then tell me about Aton. What is Aton working on?
So Aton also became a certified ham operator just for this mission. So he had his first ham radio event today. Also, he was doing some Earth observation experiments. He was studying magnetic conjugate. It's a very interesting experiment. So what it is charged particles in the magnetosphere, they get trapped in the same field line. So some particles in Mobile, Alabama could actually have an effect on particles in the South Pacific. It's a really interesting experiment, and so he got to look out the window and take pictures of this event.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting science, and sounds like a lot of research is going on up there. All right, and to bring it home, how is our Commander MLA doing?
So MLA had a very fun day today. He started out his day by recording a fluid physics lesson. He had an ASTM International Committee meeting, so he met with the board members from space and conducted a meeting from space, which is pretty neat. He also had an event with Black Buck, an artist. So the artist is on the ground and he was on orbit, and MLA actually played a musical keyboard and did a duet with Black Buck from space. That's really entertaining.
That's pretty exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not all just science and research. They get to do a little bit of art stuff too?
That's right. Arts are important. You know, you have the acronym STEAM: science, technology, engineering, arts, and math.
Art's definitely very important then.
For sure.
All right. So, and then beyond the schedule, do they have any downtime to just enjoy space, either together or separately?
Yes, they do. So one of the fun things that the crew members like to do is look out the cupola window. They have that magnificent view of the Earth, life-changing view, so they get to spend time in there reflecting. Additionally, they have meals together, which is a good bonding experience. They also have events, media events together. So yesterday they did an event with Space Center Houston. So children at Space Center Houston got to ask them really interesting, funny questions, and their answers are just as amusing. It's actually on Axiom's YouTube site, so you can check that out.
That definitely should do that. All right. And then you're on the ground team supporting our crew up there. Can you give me a quick example of maybe what y'all do to support our crew?
Yeah, so the shift I'm on, we actually start the crew day with the crew. So as the crew wakes up, we talk to them. We have a daily planning conference where we go through the day, all the different pain points of the day to ensure choreography goes as planned and they have mission success. So one example today it was a fun exercise. MLA had his event with the artist and the keyboard, but there was an issue with the keyboard. One of the notes were playing louder than all the other notes. So we had to go research what to do and how to fix it, and we provided him with a fix to that, and he was able to do his event successfully.
Sounds
and
like,
on time.
oh, that's even more exciting. Hey, so y'all are doing some important stuff here, even if it's timing some keyboard strokes. But
That's right.
love to see it. Yeah, our ground support team is really working hard to make sure this mission is being successful. All right, so Stephen, thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome. It's great to be here.
All right, and to all of you watching, thank you for joining us. For ongoing mission updates, be sure to visit axiomspace.com. Tomorrow will be our final daily update from here in Axiom's Mission Control. We'll see you right here at 6 p.m. Central for the update on Flight Day 8 and a look ahead toward the crew's return to Earth. I'm Jennifer Lissy, wishing each of you and the crew of Ax-1 a wonderful evening.